Good evening. Extreme elements in the gun lobby have been widely condemned tonight for threatening a bloody revolt in response to John Howard's firearms reforms. At a meeting in North Queensland, shooters also claim the new laws are a homosexual conspiracy. And tonight, confirmation in the Queensland Parliament that there have been death threats to the Police Minister Russell Cooper.
In Gympie overnight, the right-wing fringe of the gun lobby turned very ugly.
You can send a message all the way down to Canberra to that sawn-off little dickhead Jackboot Johnny.
In a night of extraordinary claims, the shooters said blood would have to be spilt to buy back their freedom.
The only currency that you can purchase freedom back with is blood. And I know you're a bit angry about this shit. You're a bit pissed off. Well, I can assure you I haven't calmed down yet. I'm still wild.
John Howard's firearm crackdown was also blamed on homosexuals, with claims they've taken over governments and that shooters need
to get rid of the homosexual Gestapo.
There's been widespread condemnation from all sides of politics.
The views being expressed publicly are very disappointing.
Well, I simply don't support it.
And gun control groups have warned it was similar sentiments which led to the Waco massacre and the Oklahoma City bombing in America.
It's extraordinary to me that just 2 weeks after that horrible massacre in Port Arthur, these type of people can be roaming around the country calling for the spilling of more blood.
The Queensland government is tonight under extreme pressure as some cabinet ministers waver on the gun issue, and 2 National Party MPs have received death threats.
Unfortunately, to be expected.
A crisis meeting has been called for tomorrow morning.
If they can't abide by a cabinet decision, they resign.
In Canberra, Helen McCabe, 7 Nightly News.
Of national gun controls threatens to take their lethal weapons away from them. Now some people who own the sort of guns that slaughtered 35 people at Port Arthur are making chilling threats. Threats to the Prime Minister and threats of blood in the street. But who are these people, and are they really capable of carrying out those threats? David Richardson has been trying to find out.
And I know you're a bit angry about this shit. You're a bit pissed off. Well, I can assure you I haven't calmed down yet. I'm still wild.
He is an example of the attitude which justifies the new laws which must come in to put a stop to people like this owning guns.
This is the new Australia, the Jackboot Johnny Australia, where people are disarmed.
Includes a ban on automatic and semi-automatic rifles and shotguns.
Part of their plan involves taking over Australia, and they believe they are the only people who can save Australia.
The only currency that you can purchase freedom back with is blood.
The call to arms that shocked a nation. Gun lobby fanatics resorting to scare tactics.
You can send a message all the way down to Canberra to that sawn-off little dickhead Jackboot Johnny.
But it's not the first threat we've heard from Ian McNiven, just days before he threatened the Prime Minister in an interview with Today Tonight.
I would point out to Mr Howard and his Liberal ministers that we also know where they live.
It's illegal in any state of Australia to have a gun for the...
Rebecca Peters from the Coalition for Gun Control took McNiven on in a Today Tonight debate, but was not prepared for this off-air aside.
To Rebecca Peters and Ian McNiven, thank you.
My pleasure. If I was married to Rebecca, I'd probably commit domestic... Well,
perhaps you could finish that. What did he say?
He said, if I was married to Rebecca, I'd probably commit domestic violence too.
How did you react to that?
I was shocked. On the one hand, I think he's obviously an utter crackpot who shouldn't be taken seriously. On the other hand, it's shocking to hear someone talking about committing violence against me personally. He's clearly a person who fantasises about committing violence, and I would say that makes him a person who should not be owning a gun.
And now the so-called Bush Rebellion has seen threats levelled at Queensland's Premier and some ministers.
Obviously, it is known that there have been threats to the Police Minister and to Mr Healy. That is unfortunate. It is sad that Australia is reaching that stage.
And you will say no again. I don't care if you jump on the tables and tip the bloody chairs over.
Happy to whip up a further in outback Queensland, Ian McNiven was lying low today. But the man standing by his side when blood threats were issued was talking.
Some people are possibly more emotional than others. You would be quite aware of that. It doesn't make anybody crazy.
If Mr. McNiven's guns are taken from him, will he draw blood to get them back?
I don't know that.
They have the belief that although we live in a democracy, that if you can't get your way at the ballot, you are justified in getting your way by force.
Jeremy Jones should know he spent more than 3 years researching the firearm owners and allied groups.
Many of them repeat myths of some of the extreme pseudo-religious groups in America, where they talk about having a God-given right to defend yourself from the evil government. And so they find that they have a responsibility, as they see it, to the future of Australia, to totally disregard any normal understanding of democratic rights.
Do you believe these organisations are dangerous?
Certainly they're dangerous. If you look at the texts that circulate amongst some of these movements, there is absolutely no doubt that they're drawing their source material from the American militia groups.
And as Jeremy Jones discovered, American survivalist material is readily available on the internet. It's called Militia Link. It details the philosophy and guidelines practiced by extremist groups in America.
Do you or your organisation have any direct contact with survivalist and militia groups in the United States?
No, not at all.
No links at all?
No.
The groups are drawing on an American philosophy or a broad school of American thinking, which says that you have to be able to survive a revolution, you have to fight, and it's going to be an existential struggle.
For gun control groups, a real fear the threats will be carried out.
You're talking about real people, real guns, real desperation.
When you threaten violence against particular individuals in the community, you should not own a gun, not in the future, and certainly not now. Their guns should be removed immediately.